15 things that relate to ENTJ. Internally, they excel at considering issues from several perspectives, although they might not be as eager to work out all the minute details. They typically assign other employees to complete those jobs. They are more interested in what to do and why they should do it than how to accomplish something. They stand out from the throng on the outside because of the forceful way they show themselves through their body language and timely speaking. Even when they don't intend for you, you could find them scary. INTJs show concern for others. However, they prefer not to reveal it to the team they are in charge of. They want to assist you in finding solutions to your difficulties, but you will likely need to ask them for assistance rather than waiting for them to come to you. This happens frequently because they don't take the time to ask you if you are having any issues. Additionally, you must collaborate with them in a method that fulfills their expectations if you want them to assist you. For instance, doing your task on time and aiming for the highest level of quality. They have strong planning skills, naturally wanting to focus on the future rather than the present. ENTJs choose theoretical knowledge over tangible facts. They might feel more in charge of their life and have a better probability of finishing the task on time if they have a timetable and a strategy. How loyal ENTJs are. They are often incredibly kind to the people they care about. Although this is typically comparable to INTJs, you could discover that ENTJs are better able to distance themselves from unaffordable individuals or activities they have been a part of for a long time. However, if you show them that you trust and appreciate them, they will do the same for you. They seldom stray from a predetermined set of formed beliefs, and no one has the power to sway them. ENTJs are opposed to the concept of fairness. They see the concept of fairness in the workplace as rewarding someone with subpar performance just for adhering to the rules while penalizing others for doing well in a different way. They recognize that every individual is unique and that their capacities and achievements will never be equal. Therefore, they believe it is ridiculous to presume that everyone would arrive in the same location or have access to the same resources. In fact, attempting to struggle against this reality would be detrimental to humanity as a whole, since it may restrict people's ability to develop personally and contribute to the economy. They correct and assign. Bringing attention to other people's errors and assigning tasks to others can be challenging. Although their decisions are not personal, there are occasions when they don't want to do something yet still have to. ENTJs require it at that time to avoid having to deal with something far worse later. They will even put up with being unpopular in order to act in the best interests of both others and themselves. They are competent decision makers. They don't want to observe other people making difficult decisions when under pressure, especially in that regard. When they recognize that issue and remedy right away, ENTJs are most content. They can succeed under such conditions. Loves a challenge. They want to compete in anything, but if it has little chance of being successful, they won't participate. They could become engrossed in competitive video games, athletics, or other activities requiring strategy. While having entertaining activities to do in their spare time is vital. It's even more crucial that they feel deserving of the enjoyment they are experiencing. This implies that they are unable to enjoy time off unless they have previously accomplished a great deal, and the time off is a reward for their efforts. They are time efficient. ENTJs prefer to work with people who are competent at planning, executing projects and communicating since they don't focus on necessary jobs. They will grow irritated if other people aren't striving to keep up with their job when they are. ENTJs are constantly busy. Before settling down, they want to get a lot of things done. Therefore, if you notice becoming antsy, it suggests they want to proceed. Their strength is not empathy. ENTJs won't make an effort to understand another person's thoughts while they are communicating with them. Instead, they will attempt to apply their understanding of what people need and how social institutions operate, even if it's with individuals they don't particularly like. ENTJs often utilize their social intelligence to share social resources, knowledge and information in the greatest way possible. Their capacity to exploit societal norms rather than just following them is what makes them effective leaders. ENTJs have their vulnerabilities just as any other type. However, the majority of these weaknesses result from the fact that they are only present in contexts where reason is given great emphasis. ENTJs struggle with unpredictability. Being organized and productive is fantastic, but the drawback is that this type frequently expects other people to be equally structured and productive as themselves, which may be challenging for those close to them who are less organized. This is another factor contributing to ENTJ's preference for judging or perceiving types. They are direct and might not realize the potential harm in what they say. However, if their remarks do not offend you and you accept their candor, you will realize that it is not their intention to offend you, the exact opposite. And if you are not comfortable with it, simply say so. When you call them out on their shortcomings, they'll admit it and perhaps even offer an apology. ENTJs may be frightening. This personality type may scare others due to their arrogance or the way they communicate. When ENTJs have a good concept, it's crucial for them to share it with others and express their viewpoint. However, because they place a high priority on efficiency, they might sometimes rush things. ENTJs tend to be rather relaxed with other efficient and proactive individuals. They are practical about their friends. Except when it's required for their jobs, ENTJs don't have a strong urge to grab people's attention. They appreciate having both privacy and attention in their life. Additionally, because an ENTJ's mannerism and personality are mostly determined by their logic and instinct, not many others will be willing to accept them. As a result, an ENTJ has a limited number of individuals they consider to friends. When ENTJs don't have a clear objective in mind during a social event, they may start to feel lost or bewildered around other people, and lengthy conversations that never seem to get to the point are of no assistance. They frequently suppress their feelings in order to further their objectives. Even in circumstances that might call for a more emotive attitude, it just makes more sense for ENTJs to choose a more pragmatic approach. ENTJs are more reserved than the majority of the other kinds, even when they are dating. They will weigh all the advantages and disadvantages of being with you before falling in love. Since they are extroverts, they enjoy interacting with others, seeking out their counsel, and even taking the initiative when necessary. Since they are intuitive, they have the ability to perceive the broad picture and are more likely than other types to be future-focused. They act in accordance with what their intuition instructs them to. ENTJ possess thought. Because ENTJ's lives don't frequently become consumed by their feelings, they are more likely to complete tasks even when they don't feel practically inspired to do so. These individuals are renowned for their routines, organization skills, and love of journals. Well-planned schedules help ENTJs operate more productively. Finally, ENTJs are good at getting things done even if they may not be the best at experiencing or expressing their feelings. They value logic and facts more than listening to their emotions when making judgments, since extroverted thinking is their highest developed cognitive function. They are driven to have a significant effect on the world and to do so in logical and practical ways. They frequently view emotions as roadblocks that keep them from effectively carrying out their strategy. But they are tenacious and competent individuals who won't give up until they succeed. They are aware that no one else will block their own way to a brighter future. ENTJ are you? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below and don't forget to subscribe.